Hello everyone, and welcome to another chill Sunday Staxel. I hope everybody is having a lovely Sunday. So glad to have everybody here. While people make their way in, I'm just gonna throw this up on Twitter. Hello, M, and welcome. How are you doing this Sunday? If you're talking, you can't hear me. Uh-oh. That's not good. You can hear me, Jalix. Okay, good. It might be an issue on your end, M. Also, welcome, Jalix. No worries, M. Is volume good for you, Jalix? Okay, excellent. I have my microphone positioned a little bit differently, so I'm just kind of trying to gauge all of that. In the meantime, I am going to throw this up on Twitter while everybody makes their way in. Glad to hear it, Em, that it's working out. Let's go to Twitter. We're going to attempt to create a wormhole. We're going to talk about the ways we self-motivate and seek out some new quests. This looks good. The results of the election in your state happened. Did they go in a way that was beneficial? Doug, welcome, welcome. I hope you're doing okay today. Minimize Steam. Can close that. The left nearly lost 11%. Ooh, that's not good. Also, now I know I have to switch to live chat, not top chat, because YouTube wants to regulate my chat. And we're good there. Glad to hear it, Doug. I'm doing pretty okay. Just here on a chill Sunday. I've got my pot of tea ready. Okay, welcome Mifune. How are you doing today? The right-wingers lost 3% too, but most of that went straight to the neo-libs. Well, at least the far right didn't get it? Question mark. I know that's Not a good thing for the left necessarily to lose 11%, but at least it didn't go to the far right either. I know that's still a protection of the status quo. But at least it's not actively worse, question mark? Tentatively hopeful. You're still fighting Mifune? Do you know what you have, or, like, what's been going on with that? Oh, wow. So I'm gonna give it, like, another minute, and then we can head in. So... yeah, today I'm hoping to talk to some villagers, try to get our friendship up to try to make some quests happen. Because of the base ship being pretty much complete, I want to try to, like, make some sort of wormhole-esque thing high in the sky, kind of a DS9 reference, to try to, like, give the base ship something that it can fly through, right? And I want to talk about how it is we're supposed to, or how we respectively manage our own, like, ability to, what's the word for it, really, like, self-motivate, to come up with ways in our lives to push ourselves to get the things that we want done, kind of through an anti-capitalist framework. Bad food poisoning that doesn't let me eat much, so I've been undernourished the last few days. Oh no, that's rough. Okay, I'm gonna make my way into the game. Oh, Jalix, I don't blame you for being bummed in that regard. Like, that is not ideal. Okay, and how we greet the day? Whee! With some vertigo. Where are you, base cat? Okay. Why couldn't Serana have been born with black hair? It would have been much more fitting as a Caith witch. True. Base cat is happier after being petted. Let's go say hi to Carl Barks. To Blabber. Chloe. Hey, Bo. Ophelia. Wings. Aurora. And Peter. And little Puck here. Puck is happy. That's good. And our little animal friends have food. That's good. And with that, we can make our way to do things. Do we have any quests currently? A note from Serana. She needs as a catalyst to do some kind of ritual. Could you make an incense lure? How do I make incense lures? An acorn, lumber, a rhino beetle, a black bass, a blowfish, an eel, and an octopus. So I guess we have to fish for those things, catch the rhino beetle. Lumber and acorn should be easy. I'm gonna clear out some of the inventory that we were using to build the ship. Well, we have acorns in our inventory, so that's good. Kiwi strawberry for the win. That is indeed a good flavor. Let's see. Do we have the fishing rod on us? Or do we have to go back to the house for that? We do have a reinforced fishing. So, first we'll start off with some fishing and try to get a rhino beetle. We can go fishing over there. Oh, look, the rhino beetle. But our bug net is not here. Just do that, and boom, rhino beetle. Kiwi strawberry doesn't get enough respect. That's probably a true statement. Why? There we go. And spend some time with some chill fishing. And here we go. We got a seahorse. What do we need again? For that incense lure? We need a black bass, a blowfish, an eel, and an octopus. There we go. Shrimp. We're gonna get like everything but the things we need, but we'll take some time with this. So, What's everybody been up to lately? I know, Doug, you haven't been here in a bit. I know, Mifune, you haven't been feeling well, but what have you been doing in your time of not feeling well? Have you been taking any time to, like, read anything while you're resting? The ship is cool, don't get me wrong. It's nice to be back in the town for a bit. I agree. It's been a while. And doing something for the villagers is kind of nice. You've been working on your fiction? That's awesome. Got the black bass. I think that's one of the fish we needed. An angelfish. There we go. Plastic rings. And here I thought we were going to avoid the political commentary for now. Stop polluting the ocean, everyone. Anarchist in space? Nice. Got a crab. A dab. So far, the only thing we have that we need is the bass. Okay. And what's that? Inventory full. Well, we can actually make this disappear. So we'll do that. And what did we get? A blowfish. I think that was one of the 4 that we needed. Blowfish, black bass, eel, and octopus. Jaguar says I've been working a lot and completed a training course. Excellent. That sounds like you accomplished something. Was it something that you wanted to be trained in? Oh, snap line. Whoops. So we just need an eel and an octopus. Let's see, we can get rid of that. I don't need this. Or this. That's a squid. Jaguar says, I'm actually super excited about it. It's definitely something I wanted to be trained in. It's actually related to what I presented and talked about during book club. Ooh, that's really cool. And exciting. Well, your insights in book club are always appreciated, Jaguar. So, anything that will help you there, I definitely am grateful for. Not just for you, but for the rest of us as well. Because we all benefit from that. Okay. A butterfly fish. We do need more advanced pedagogy out there, if I'm interpreting what you meant correctly, Jaguar. Yeah, we definitely do need some more pedagogy. We are finding everything but the octopus and the eel. But that's okay, we'll also have fish to give to Rhea to up her friendship. A rainbow trout. You know what, let me run back and give some of these fish to Rhea, actually. Where's she at? She's over there. Welcome, welcome, Duke. How are you doing today? Oh, this song is so chill. It's like active chill. It always puts me in the mood to play this game. I am giving you a stinger. And I will give you a squid. Why are you swimming away from me? Let me give you a squid. Yes. I need the bluefish. And I need the black bass. And I need the rhinoceros beetle. But I can give you a salmon. Yes. Excellent. There we go. Was it on the Pedagogy of the Oppressed? Everyone's excited for your training, Jaguar. Okay. Picked up some algae. A garbage twig. Not just a twig, a garbage twig. That's real specific. I mean, it's not me, it's the game. It really is mean to say about the twig. The twig did not do anything, anything wrong. Mifune, that's really funny. Does a ribbon eel count as an eel? I don't think it does. But for our purposes, it does. Okay. Is that a bottle? An empty bottle. Huh. A yellow perch. We've been getting everything but that octopus. The super training of combining the pedagogy with that training. Oh yeah, that's funny. Okay. Let's go make this incense lore. So first thing we need to do is boil all the fish. Ooh. Okay then. Let's head up to the base ship to do that. We shall fly up then. Very true, Mifune. Very true. Let's see, we got our kitchen here. Now we need to boil you, you, and you. And with these 4 fish boiled, we get fish mix alpha. That sounds ominous. And then we combine the fish mix, the lumber, the acorn, and the rhino beetle. No, that's the thing, that hasn't been happening before, Duke. I think it's because when I hit 1,000 subscribers, it changed things up. Because that's new. For me, I'm pretty sure. I have acquired the incense lore. Also, like, why does it need to, like, limit it down to a, top chat by default? Like, that should be the thing I have to toggle on, in my opinion. Have I considered adding a super chat option? No, because I actually don't have it set up to handle the monetary side of things yet. And also, I kind of feel weird about like, I gotta think about the implications of that in terms of what I'm trying to do with this channel. Because the idea of a super chat and people having to donate for me to read their messages seems kind of bizarre. There's already ways to donate to me if people want to. Either through Patreon or through the single donation link in the description. I just feel like I'd rather, at this point, just engage with people, whether they pay or not. That always has been something that kind of bothers me when channels get bigger. And I understand it at the end of the day, right? Like, why people do it. I just don't know if that's something I want, especially right now. Ria's lucky yarn. It's not like we interact with the chat in any way that it can determine our engagement with it. Well, you know, if you don't watch all my videos, YouTube won't determine that you're a top chatter or something. I don't know. I don't know how it determines that. Hey, Base Cat. Base Cat determines whether or not you're a top chatter. Alright, so did that complete Ria's quest? If so, then praise be to Base Cat indeed. Base Cat is allowing it to rain today. So we can give Rhea some of these fish. Okay. Who else do we need to raise our friendship with? We need to raise our friendship with Cecile. I don't remember what Cecile likes as gifts. You live with us, so you're max friendship. So I need to find out what Elisa likes, what Cecile likes. I know we need to add our friendship up with Rowan. If anybody would mind checking... And honestly, I would just like to get Oscar's friendship maxed, so I don't ever have to talk to him again. So, who do we have on? And then... Borland, I probably need to get friendship up with. He really does, Mifune. So I need Borland, Rowan... Oscar, Borland, Eris, Elisa, Cecile, and Rowan. I know she likes fish. Become friends so you don't have to talk to him again. Sounds awfully super... Billy. True. Very true. So today I'm actually having some green tea instead of my usual Earl Grey. Felt like a little change of pace today. What is this, the OC? That's funny. If anybody would mind checking the wiki and letting me know what the people, you know, need or want to raise their friendship. I need Elisa, Rowan, Oscar, Eris, and Vorlin. I also wonder if Morsel still needs friendship or not. I should go check. As much as I have enjoyed building that ship, it's kind of nice to be talking to people in the game and trying to get the friendships up and do the quests and stuff. Oh, and I know Moral needs mushrooms. Okay, Moral's at max friendship for the day. where he has that Max friendship. I feel like Elise liked... Was it the fireflies in a bottle? It's been so long. Okay. Maybe not. That was a lot of gifts. Can I give him a broom? He likes brooms, right? They won't let me give him a broom. That is kind of unfortunate. So I don't know what to give him. I'm gonna have to check the wiki to see what to give people. Staxel wiki. Let's see. Oscar, what do you like? Oscar loves gifts in the cleaning category. Which you don't explain what that is. Okay. Let's see, gifting. Favorite gifts. Rowan likes potatoes. Vorlin likes fossils. Rosemary likes corn. Oscar likes carrot cakes. Okay. We can do that. Where is Oscar? He doesn't like it that much. There we go. Vorlin likes fossils. So, we just do this. Yes. Excellent. Rowan wants potatoes. So let's get some potatoes. Where's Rowan at? Stairs, I guess? Oh no, you're right there. Okay. I need to figure out Eris's gift. Eris wants... clothing. Specifically punk clothing. I am assuming then that this counts. There's Eris. And one more. Excellent. Did I miss anybody? Elisa. What does Elisa like? Any workstations. So for you, station. I'm assuming this would do it. I love that I can just, like, pick it up right off the shelf and then give it to her. There we go. Well, I got everybody's friendship as high as possible for today. Oh, Jaguar, I am going around trying to get some quests today, and after getting quests and doing a little bit of that, I want to spend some time building like a little wormhole, DS9 style, for the base ship to fly through, as if it was going to some sort of other dimension. And then I want to spend some time talking about the ways in which we, what's it called? Brain blanking at the moment. Deal with, like, self-motivation. And the ways we manifest that in our lives outside of a traditional capitalist paradigm. Well, it's not gonna be like a functional wormhole, but I kind of want to make it look like a wormhole is kind of forming in the distance. Yeah, thanks for checking in with that, Jaguar. Oh, there we go with Oscar. Things have gone too far. Every single one of my signboards has been vandalized. I'm fairly certain it wasn't you, but don't take that the wrong way. It's only because I know it must have been Maximilian. I need to think about our next move. In the meantime, go clean up all that rubbish. I need a broom to sweep all that. Yeah. It's the last thing we need to do for him. Then I have some plans for him. We have not seen the inside of Oscar's house in a while. Wokeness has gone too far, that's why women don't like me. Unironically, that is one of the most bizarre perspectives to me. I can't even see in here. Oh, there's another trash. He probably did it himself. That perspective is how most younger conservatives are being recruited. That is the worst advice you can ever take, if you actually want to interact with and talk to a human being. I've definitely come across that perspective before, especially in the online space, and it still is bizarre to me, honestly. There's one left. Where is it? I think it's on the side of the house. Yeah. Fairy dust. The hell? Oscar, explain. What do you want to explain, Jaguar? The perspective? You told me to go clean up the mess, but there is no mess left. Unless you're talking about the signs? Every single one of my signboards has been vandalized. I'm assuming you want me to destroy these. I hear you befriended a witch recently. Yes. Perhaps you could take it to her, see if she has any thoughts on the matter. Serrano. I think the long and short of the idea, Jaguar, is that a lot of younger, I guess boys and men think that if they are to get with a woman or a girl in their lives, that they have to act and behave a certain way that ends up aligning very well with toxic masculinity, and that will somehow be attractive. And so, like, their whole perspective ends up becoming one where they're taught if you behave or act a certain way that is against wokeness, that's against these different ideas, that they will be able to find a partner easier instead of being, like, quote unquote friend zoned or any of these understandings. And it's kind of absurd to me because I don't know of a person who finds that attractive. And I don't know what's supposed to be attractive about, you know, being a relatively terrible person to another person in your life. The incel movement is very right-wing and made up of guys that blame things like feminism and civil rights for why women don't like them. Fascists are using this to recruit insecure cis men. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much that, in a nutshell. Apparently there's a trash fairy. We have to go talk to the trash fairy. You are quite welcome for the clarification, Jaguar. It is something that I do not personally understand. Oh my goodness, you are literally covered in slime. Is that a banana peel crown? Is there something I can do for you? No, not right now. But I'm a huge fan, but I'm having trouble approaching him. I need a little help. Could I give him this letter? Okay. The trash fairy wants to converse with Oscar. Mifune says I've had to drop friends that I heard speaking their talking points. You can't be rolling with me and talking like that. Yeah, I hear that. What? What? You want me to sweep up the trash fairy? I'm not... No. This is literally, wow. So what I'm gathering is that wokeness is to blame if people want to be toxic and not accepted interpersonally. Pretty much, yeah. There are entire videos on the internet devoted to these processes where they try to I'm not... why am I giving you the potato? You should be giving the mammoth skeleton. Devoted to, like, their entire perspectives. It's disturbing. I know a lot of other YouTubers have covered it. Okay, talk to Leaf. Monarch and zebra butterflies. Okay, and Ember. Who was the other person he wanted me to talk to? Farm Fan. Okay. Where is Farm Fan? There you are. Blue butterflies, pink butterflies, purple, white, yellow. Let's see, does that answer the question for Warlet? It really is sad, Jaguar, honestly. Borland's pocket watch. Let's go to Rowan and give him some potatoes. Could we have a chat? Sure. Our sap supply is no longer under threat. I've had time to worry about other things. My brother and I, long ago, we had a dream that never quite came to fruition. But the other day, I was digging through some old boxes when I came across a certain recipe. Just a few notes he jotted down, and the margin far more important document. It reminded me, though, of what we planned so many years ago. I think it might be time to try again. There's one small issue, though, and it's one I can't deal with while minding the tavern. We're missing some critical equipment. Sure, I can go talk to the Murmurs and see if they can get you the machine that you need for your tavern. An old coffee brewer? Hello, Emma, welcome. How are you doing this Sunday? Try one of the other guys. Okay. Here you go. Do you mind running back to that square for me? I'm sure one of the Murmur sells coffee beans. I'm doing pretty alright. Chill this Sunday. Right now we're just doing some quests in Staxel, trying to make our way through. He wants coffee beans. Okay. Cool. That's Rowan's quest done. Okay, his friendship is an axe for today. Elisa's turn. There we go. That's Elisa maxed out for the day. It's a seal. In some ways, it's a good sign that the incel movement exists because it means that there aren't a lot of conservatives among the millennial and zoomer generations, which means we're making progress. How do you figure that, Mifune? Maybe I'm not understanding the logic there. I want what you said to be right. I just, I don't know if I follow the logic at the moment. Where's Eris? Eris needs something. Let's see, who am I missing now? I think I should just be missing... Oh, that's a good point. Jaguar, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I think I follow that now. What else over here? Give Moral some more mushrooms. If there were a lot of conservatives among the younger generations, then their ideology wouldn't make them be considered repulsive among their age-appropriate dating pool. Oh yeah, that is also true. That makes a lot of sense. It's unfortunate, though, that, you know, they can't just, I don't know, be comfortable having friendships with people. Yeah, that definitely clarified what you were trying to say, Mifune. I mean, I still don't understand the mentality behind it. But it is an interesting point for sure. Hey, base cat. So Welcome, King Cyrus. How are you doing today? And while you answer that, I'm actually going to run to the bathroom super quick while the day switches over. And I will be right back. Duke, what was that comment? Also, King Cyrus. Yeah, I forgot to unmute my mic. You should be able to hear me now. Excellent. I'm gonna start with well today. Hitting down with divine right. That's funny, Cyrus. Okay. We've upped your friendship. What other... The only thing we have left is that quest I don't really want to do for Oscar. And I think I'm going to up everybody's friendship like one more time. Or try to like give them gifts to up the friendship one more time. And then I might start moving towards building that wormhole. We've done a few quests today. We've almost got everyone at max friendship, actually. Friendships, ladies and gentlemen, friendships. You know what I think's funniest, Mifune, about the incel movement is the whole mythos they've created around things. I forget which streamer it was or YouTuber I was watching, and they were showing off a video that was talking about, like, the different types of... I think it might have been Lance from the Surfs, who was watching a video recently talking about this, about the different types of, like, formulations of how to understand men. It's like, what? Like, I genuinely don't understand it. Lance is pretty hilarious. I genuinely appreciate the work he puts in with his channel. What does Eris want? Eris wanted these studded stuff. Mortal Kombat, oh yeah, total friendships, of course. Okay. gave Eris gifts. Did I give Wardland, did I? Yes, I did. And you, Elisa. I'm gonna just give you this since I can stack it. What? That was weird. That was really weird. Okay, I think that has maxed out most of our friendships. I forgot to give Rhea the fish. Oh god, a demon. It looked like it for a moment, for real. Rhea, what are you doing? I mean, I generally don't go swimming by jumping off the roofs of buildings. See, you're pulling a crouching tiger, hidden dragon with those trees there. Welcome... Lifeless? This game is Staxel. It's kind of like a combination of Minecraft mixed with a little bit of, like a Stardew Valley type game. Or Harvest Moon, if you're familiar with that series. You can plant things, you can build things. There's quests to go on with the villagers. You could also compare it to Animal Crossing. There's definitely that comparison to be made. But I think it is time to figure out how I want to build a wormhole. Let's do this. And we've got the front of the ship here. So I want to make the wormhole like above the ship up. How are you doing today, Lifeless? How high up can we go with this? so that we can still see. I am glad that you were doing better, Duke. Going to bed in a minute? What color blocks can we do? My character is indeed Kryptonian at this point. Let me take a look at what the wormhole from DS9 looks like when it's open. Okay. Let's see what blocks we can use. To kind of simulate that. Oh no. I mean, my reasoning is Base Cat has given us the power of flight. I feel like that's a good representation of that section on the outside. And on the inside, we could probably use this. But I would need to place probably a cloud block. Oh. Oh no, I love the music in this game, Perry. So we do have a very small issue with making the wormhole. Namely, we need to build all the way up with a cloud block to make it happen. Or better yet, hold up. I will make this easier on myself. If I break one of these at the hammer at the bottom, it'll all fall apart, right? Yes, that's what I want. That's funny. As soon as I get this high enough... No, we are not high enough. I kinda want to bring us into our topic for today. You can build really high in this game. The height limits are ridiculous in this game, honestly. And you can keep digging beneath the earth for a long time. Pesky brown earthers. I think we're at a good build height for this. So if we were to just put one cloud, and then we go all the way down here. And we break that. The cloud block should remain up there. Let's turn the light off for 1 second. That's what my character looks like right now. Fly mode back on. So let's find out if this one cloud actually stayed up there. Oh wow, parts of the sky, the thing are still falling. How are you still floating? How is? She looked fly. I've gotten the outfits for her, Mifune. So yeah, the cloud block is here, so we could actually now build onto this. And if we use the cloud block... Well, the cloud block's not gonna work for what I want to do. Can I use the moon blocks then? feel like this would actually be a better center point. So instead of using these blue blocks, I want to use these. This will be like the center of the wormhole kind of thing. Now we're gonna want to expand this all out by one more. This is kind of fascinating in terms of creating. And now add another layer over it. So, with this being done, one thing that I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about today is the concept of self-motivation and methods that we take to self-motivate. In a lot of ways, under our current economic system, the idea of self-motivation is used as a tool and tactic kind of against us, where you're supposed to motivate yourself to be really good at capitalism and to do all the things and be productive and achieve, wealth and status for your boss. And that's not what I'm talking about today. I was actually thinking a lot about how it is we self-motivate and how we get things done that we want to accomplish for ourselves in our own lives. So, for example, any hobbies that you want to do, any reading that you want to get done, any changes in your life, like maybe you want to meal prep, maybe you want to start getting involved in organizing. How do we manifest these things in our life and make them happen and motivate ourselves to do it in a way that's effective? And so I kind of wanted to pose the question out there to you all and ask essentially what it is you do or what strategies you've come up with in order to motivate ourselves, not in a capitalistic way where you work yourself to the bone and you're exhausted from it, but what tools and methods and strategies have worked for you. Because for me, for example, one of the things that works very well for me is checklists. And so I have actually found a way to create an automated checklist for myself for daily activities that I want to get done, daily chores that I want to get done, that basically give me a representation of, well, more or less like I want to read, I want to make a video happen. And it's been one of the things that I've been working towards over the past few days and weeks, in the attempt to try to, I guess for lack of a better term, organize myself a little bit better in a way that makes sense to me. And so I kind of wanted to just engage with you all and try to figure out what kind of strategies you've used to try to kind of talk about how we motivate ourselves to be to do things like activism or to do things like participate in some sort of like anarchist way outside of this capitalist paradigm. So I'm definitely open to whatever suggestions and offers you all have. Duke says, I'd like to do to-do lists that I can check off. Yeah, for me, that's definitely a big one. Like the idea that I can look at a set of tasks and I can check it off, and I actually enjoy like the physical action of checking it off. I don't do as well with digital. We have our sense of personal sovereignty under attack to even the extent that many can't even hear their internal motivations over external pressures. Self-awareness helps clear the muck off of what really motivates us. Absolutely, Mifune. I completely agree with that assessment. I think that an analysis of being mindful and exploring what it is that we want and what it is that we desire for our happiness and for the sake of the betterment of the people around us can be very beneficial. I also know lists are not for everybody. I know some people like to gamify things, there are definitely programs that can do that as well, where you can turn like your tasks into like a gaming mechanism. And I just wonder like how people are able to do things in order to kind of break from that normal paradigm. Because, like, this isn't about working yourself so hard or, getting yourself more motivated to do capitalism and work for your boss and all that stuff. And I think the right and the capitalist mindset tends to have kind of a monopoly over this idea. But, like, we do important work as anarchists all the time. Why work to keep up with the Jones when you can work for personal cultivation and environmental improvement? Absolutely. I know a lot of people who enjoy organizing their spaces, right? Like, and having a clean space, being mindful of the space that they're in can be helpful. Things like meditation have work for others. Drinking tea can often be a relaxing experience where some people can get into a certain state, both through the combination of the caffeine from the tea, but also the process of making the tea and sitting with the tea. And so, like, there's so many different methods out there to kind of manifest a mindfulness that allows one to focus on and meditate on their needs and to create that. Cyrus says, personally for me, I divide my tasks differently. I try not to be focused on competition and competitive. I feel a lot of this concept came from the horrible interpretations such as social Darwinism. Absolutely, right? I'm not advocating for something competitive. The idea that, oh, we need to do more or do better than the people around us. No, like, this is about us and what we're trying to accomplish in our own space. Even if it's small things, like, oh, I want to make sure that I take care of a certain chore every day or a certain, thing that happens. Maybe I want to meal prep more because it'll save money. Or any number of other things, right? Like, the idea of doing those things and becoming aware of our needs and becoming aware of the things that will improve our lives can be very beneficial. And I don't think being competitive with ourselves or with each other is beneficial to this. To-do now and longer terms to-do lists. Duke says. I'm assuming that your to-do now list is something that you're like, this is what I'm going to get done today kind of thing, or I'm going to get done in this week. But how do you manage your longer term, like longer things to do? Because for me personally, when I do something like that, I have a tendency to push some of those things into like long-term projects that when I have free time and energy that I can get to, I find it good to have a way to keep in mind shorter term and longer term projects. That makes a lot of sense to me. Also, I think this is going to make a decent event horizon appearance thing from a distance. But I'm gonna check it after I fill in this layer. The longer term eventually gets broken down into smaller pieces that get put onto the now list. That makes a lot of sense. Especially if you have bigger projects that need to be done over time. In my case, my personal and professional projects are informed by similar values, so I gain insight from one, I can use insight for the other. That's really cool, Mifune. Okay, there's that. Over time, you have sometimes rethink or reimagine projects. The key is being kind to yourself. Actually, that's a really good point to bring up, Duke. You know, the point of motivating ourselves to get things done is not to berate ourselves or to, you know, harm ourselves, but is instead to create an environment that allows us to foster kindness and good things for ourselves. I think on a lot of cases, like I was saying before, that our current systems have pretty much co-opted a lot of the ideas that are brought into self-care. And I definitely have known people who rebelled against things like their own self-care, either by not being mindful about things like sleep or not being mindful about other aspects of projects of life, because of the reality that they felt like they were giving so much of themselves daily to their jobs that it was almost a form of, if I sabotage myself, I'm sabotaging a machine that is involved in the capitalist system. And unfortunately, we only kind of really have one of ourselves, and we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to value ourselves in these experiences. Motivation can be more than making an added result. Like, for example, hustle culture idea where people got to do a grind. True. Very true. The machine's goal is mass accumulation. Absolutely, and our goal is not, in this case, to accumulate and to create a mass accumulation, like in that structure. It's to provide structures for ourselves that benefit us, that provide for us in some way, shape, or form. I actually like the look of this event horizon. Where is the base ship? I want to see if we can see it from the ship. Oh, that's intense. That's cool. Mifune says another motivational tip, just know your own dignity and act with assurance of your right to thrive and develop. Courage is an important motivator. True. So we can see it from the base ship, but it is actually really tiny. Maybe I need to make that go out another layer or two. I wasn't quite expecting that. Oh wow, that just tripped out my eyes. Or 10. Yeah, maybe. This is my biggest problem with technology and AI and robots. It's all in the name of mass accumulation of wealth. Why are we making these machines in the first place? Massive wormhole of the port bow. True. Please always be loyal to yourself and your own decisions. Be on your own side. That's really good advice, Gangle. Also, welcome, and I hope you're having a lovely Sunday. Technology should be freeing humanity to do more meaningful work. I definitely agree with that sentiment, Mifune. Excuse me. And I think another thing to keep in mind in terms of motivating ourselves is how much of an influence the people around us can be. And I don't know, like, if that still falls under self-motivation, but to me it does, right? If you have people around you who are treating you with respect, who are treating you with dignity, with care, who are asking you like, hey, how's your projects going? And not like in a malicious way where it's like, well, did you get your projects done? But like legitly people who care about the projects that you want to see happen in your life, the goals that you have, to ask you about your reading, the things that you're doing, or even things like a book club. I know book club is definitely the book club that we have on the Discord has definitely pushed me in the direction of reading a little bit more. You know, I already spent a good deal of time reading, but it was kind of refreshing to have that helpful insight, to be able to know that every single week that there's going to be other people who, you know, at least done a part of the reading and who are also in that exchange and conversation. And not that we're shaming people if you didn't get the reading done or anything like that, but more so like, hey, like, we can all contribute more if we get this done. And it's really awesome in that regard. Doing something together is actually a big thing since we don't want to let people down. There's some wisdom in simply having meetings as the first step to making a project happen. True. Yeah, I definitely think that's a factor in all of this, right? Like, having other people that we feel connected and drawn to in that regard. I think there's something to that in terms of creating like communal spaces and having a conversation about the things that we are trying to accomplish in our lives. And it can be a great motivating factor as long as it's treated with care and respect. The minute it turns into, well, you didn't get this done and you let us down and you're a terrible person, I think it starts to mimic that competitiveness where you're starting to like feel down about yourself because, oh, I didn't accomplish things, right? But it's a big glow cloud, true. But like the idea that people could come in and be like, hey, like, you didn't get it done, that's okay, and, you know, next time, you know, you can do it. I think that can really motivate people and push people in the right direction. Also, you're over the moon. Am I really? Oh, wow. Talk to people around you. Yeah, for sure. And make sure they're good people who respect you and are treating you with dignity. And not, like, expecting your time, right? Like, there's definitely ways in which people can, like, misuse your time and your energy. And you don't want to be around people who are going to cause you that kind of harm. Seeing our actions as part of the community of history can be a healthy shaper of both perspective and motivation. Absolutely, Mifune. Absolutely. The key to community building together is not berating people to do things, but being gentle and encouraging. I'm reminded of Cisco when Kira did not get her report done on the second day. Oh yeah, that's a great scene actually. To show you like the kind of difference that one can recognize in a healthy environment, right? The idea that instead of saying, well, why didn't this get done, and berating somebody, that you would say, hey, like, you know, normally get this report done, like, what's going on? And Kira in that moment was able to respond to Cisco and just be like, well, I had this meeting with this other minister, and I had this, and I had this other thing that came up. And Cisco's response was, kind of like, when do you think you can get it on my desk, that report that was needed to be done? And she just is like, I'll get it to you in like a day or two. Cool. You know, as long as you have that kind of mutual respect and exchange, there's no reason why that can't be a more motivating factor rather than something, you know, that comes off as abusive. Or diminishing, at the very least. The idea of demeaning people creates the same power relation to how the state treats its citizens. Exactly. Cray, welcome. How are you doing today? We were just talking about self-motivation and the methods that we use in order to motivate ourselves in the tasks that we want to accomplish in terms of our goals, our aspirations, self-care, and all sorts of other things. And we were just talking about how effectively one of the ways to do that is through good community and good people around us, as well as different methods and strategies that we can use, like lists and mindfulness, meditation, practices of all sorts. And so I guess what I would pose to you, Cray, since you've joined us, if you have any methods that maybe are helpful or work for you, if you want to share them, that would be lovely. Oh yeah, my character totally just slept midair. It's perfectly normal. Don't question it. You could use methods for that. You're kind of bad at self-motivating. Like, this is why I wanted to have this conversation. And Cray, I'll just recap for you. You're feeling motivated, King Cyrus, that's good. Doing something that you find energizing before you intend to do something important to you, like I'm not most energized first thing in the morning with my coffee or after I exercise. You know what, Duke, that's actually a really good point. Exercise can be, or even just a mild stimulant like coffee, can be that thing that gets you moving. And I just want to clarify, Cray, like, this is not, we're not talking about the way this has been co-opted by capitalism to make us more productive workers, but more so to drive our own projects, to get us to do things that we want to do more, whether it be to help our communities, to work towards our own goals, maybe read more, meal prep, or anything else. Just yell at yourself in the mirror to motivate yourself. Hey, if that works. I don't know if that would work for me, though. Good exercise, not the type of exercise like, yeah, bro. Sometimes I go for, like, morning walks. And that can be pretty refreshing. Even if it's just a short walk for a little bit to kind of get myself active, get my muscles moving, get the body flowing. After that walk, I often feel more motivated to get stuff done. Goal setting based on personal desires and aims is an important first step. The things you aim to do have to matter to you. Top chat got you again. Why are you in top chat, Duke? Live chat's where it's at. Live chat is where the cool people are at. Know what inspires you. Being tired in the morning puts you in the necessary space for that. Could you clarify? I always feel more motivated when I feel like I haven't slept. That's interesting. That's not something I've ever experienced, Craig. When I feel like I haven't slept, I just want to lie down on the couch and just, like, nap for hours. Sorry, that rain sound has me, like, chill. More of a classical conditioning thing. Your whole school career had you tired and doing things in the morning despite very much not being a morning person. I've seen guys at gyms working out, and I'm like, dude, are you working out for the right reasons here? Because some of it's internalized masculinity. Toxic masculinity. True. Like, are you working out because you're trying to be, like, better than the people around you? Or are you working out because it's something that benefits you and makes you feel good and healthy? Also, don't skip leg day. And that's just it. It is going to be different for everyone, but setting yourself up to do the things that are important to you when you now will be most motivated is helpful. That's the thing in a lot of ways where we've been programmed in certain ways to adhere to expectations of ourselves. And like I said before, some people do self-sabotage. That is not outside of the realm of possibility. And I think that we need to recognize our own value first and foremost. And recognize that sabotaging ourselves is not working for, sabotaging the system, as it were. There's only one of us, and we're valuable. We deserve self-care, we deserve love, and we deserve respect. And that means respecting ourselves, too. It becomes hard when we have to navigate 40 to 60-hour work weeks. Oh yeah, for sure. Because then you're exhausted, right? Then you're tired by the time you're trying to do things. No, like the rain sounds are making me sleepy also. Like I'm actually kind of like just so chill from hearing it. There is such a thing as being too focused on one thing to the detriment of others. Absolutely. And I think also knowing when to take breaks. I think that's something that is really difficult. And it's something that was hard for me also. Like last week when I was talking about that, the idea that I wanted to just like take a little bit of a break to move a little bit more introspective, to focus on the Discord a little bit temporarily, until I could get my mind set back into place to make a little bit more content, right? The idea of a grind where we have to keep constantly pursuing moving forward doesn't necessarily work best. And also I do want to clarify, like, I'm not stopping videos or anything like that. I got a few people who reached out to me, kind of implying or thinking that I was implying that I wasn't going to make videos anymore. I will still continue to make videos. I just needed a little break from it, honestly, to recenter and refocus myself. But content will still continue. I just needed to honestly work on self-motivating myself a little bit better, to come up with lists that would work for me to help me better manage the things that I wanted. I am not stopping videos, Duke. I just said the opposite of that. I am making it clear I am not stopping videos. Just took a break for a little bit to kind of like refocus myself, recenter myself, figure out ways to self-motivate, to honestly recreate the way that I... Duke, are you messing with me right now? Like I said, I just needed to take a little bit of time to refocus myself, recenter myself, and make sure that I was getting the things that I needed to get done in life taken care of. Like both within the content, within my own framework of mental health. So videos will continue. I'm actually in a better place with that, with my lists and the self-motivating factors from it. Like being able to check things off the way that I can now is actually helpful. And I reorganized my desk. It was nice of Basecat to let me back on her show after the break. True. That is very true. Anarchist Terror Part 2? Exactly. Honestly, I think having the moments of introspection like that and examining also my place in all of the stuff that's been going on with the online left and where I want to take my content was something very important to me. I think constantly rushing forward creates bad situations and is not always conducive to mental health. And I think that's part of the self-motivating factor as well. It's knowing when to take breaks, knowing when to step back, knowing when to evaluate. Are my projects turning out the way I wanted them to? Are there ways I could improve on this if I took a little bit of time to examine things? There's a reason why weekends and vacations are a thing even under capitalism. Exactly. Even if you enjoy the thing that you do, even if you love the thing that you do, because I really do enjoy and love making content, right? Like, I enjoy the process of it for the most part. Not to say that there are aspects of it that are hard or anything like that, but I enjoy, for the most part, the process of it and the experience and communicating with people and seeing the response to things. But there's also a level where if you do even something that you love, if you just keep pushing forward in it, you can turn it into something that doesn't feel good anymore over time, from a combination of burnout or exhaustion or any number of other things. And so I think, like I said, part of it is knowing when to step back, when to take breaks, when to provide self-care and move in other directions with things, and then you can step back into projects. If it's not working for you, then it's not working, right? Like that's how I see it. Which I think is an appropriate response that's different from the pushing forward mentality where you have to work 60 to 80 hours a week and never take breaks and never spend time with your family and loved ones and all this stuff. If you want to be successful, you need to never take a vacation. Like, no. That mentality is terrifying to me. I think this is an important lesson for even our own personal projects and anti-capitalist work, because our employment breaks are okay and even beneficial. True. If you're in a place where you can financially afford to take a break, to take a vacation, or to change up your work environment or what you're doing and can take the time in between to maybe find a different job or whatever, go for it. I mean, do what works for you in that regard. Like, I'm not saying quit your job if you can't afford it or if you're going to end up in a, like, really bad situation if you do, or you're not going to be able to take care of, like, say, your kids or something. But if you're in a place where you've saved up enough money for maybe a few months of extra cash, take a break. It's not worth killing yourself over. Change your career path. Change what you're doing. People do it all the time. And jumping straight forward is not always the best option. Cray, I am building a wormhole. Like Deep Space Nine wormhole. So this is the center portion of the wormhole that would be open. Being on breaks allowed me to write and work on concepts for a comic book story that I had in mind since I was 16. That's absolutely fantastic. Duke says I'm doing it right now. Yeah. That's pretty awesome and pretty chill. You know, I've also had moments where I'm fixated on a certain project or I'm fixated on a certain thing that I need to get done. In order to move forward. Like a creative outlet, as it were. Like the video that I put out yesterday was one that, even though I wasn't making content, was one that I was thinking a lot about for quite some time, honestly. Like, not all of my videos are videos that I pop out in a day. There are times that some of the content I produce, I think about it for days or even weeks before I release the video. Or I make the video happen because it's just not clicking in my head in a way that makes sense. And I'll often put down other content in between, but I'll be working on, say, one video that will take me a week or two to produce to get exactly the way I want it to come out in terms of how my head perceives it. But then there's other videos that I sit down in front of the camera and I'm just like, I'm gonna record something right now because I have a lot to say, I have a lot on my mind, and it just kind of flows out. And, you know, the creative process is something that shifts and changes over time. And I think that for some people, there's like an expectation that, oh, I'm gonna know exactly what to say, or my video needs to be perfect. And the one thing that I will say with all of this is perfect is defined by you. You get to determine what's good enough. And you get to make those conscious decisions on the projects in your life. It doesn't need to be dictated by someone else outside of your space. And that isn't to say you shouldn't receive feedback, or you can't get advice from people, or you can't rely on others to help motivate you or assist you in that process. But to basically rely on your own instincts about something being good enough, I think that's important. And I think that's a lesson that capitalism kind of messes with us on, about what's good enough and what's perfect. I've known quite a number of people in my day, myself included, where sometimes the idea is, oh, I want to make it perfect. I need this to come out absolutely 100% perfect. If it's not perfect, it's ruined, kind of thing. And some people have that in varying degrees with varying projects. Like, maybe, one project you can handle it being, half-assed, but another project has to be perfect. And I think learning our limitations and accepting that, exactly, I would advise against making the perfect video. I completely agree with you, Gangle. And I don't think that I do that. I definitely feel like I've avoided that. I think there are videos where I have to dedicate more time to the conception of it to make it good enough for my satisfaction, but that is not making it perfect. Quite the opposite. It's more, I want to feel satisfied with the work that I have produced. And I don't think anybody should ever let the perfect be the enemy of the good. In fact, I'd argue that the perfect is always the enemy of the good, and we should be thriving for good enough and not perfection. And you will always be your own worst critic. Nobody will do more damage to the projects that you're trying to accomplish than you in your own head. Especially if you're in a mindset of being critical. There is no one who will damage your work more than you. And for anyone who might be aspiring, it is I who defines perfection. And for anyone who might be aspiring to make content, not only do I implore you to do so and try it and get your voice out there, because we always could use more voices. Oh yeah, Gangle, absolutely. That's exciting. Like, for everybody here involved, I think that's really, really great advice. Do not seek out perfection with trying to make your content. You will sit there and you'll sit on your first video and you'll never actually throw it out there. Throw it out there. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna do things that you look back on and you're like, wow, I could have done that better. And that's part of the process, and that's cool, actually. Like, if you had everything perfect on the first try, what would you be striving for, and what would you even be doing? If you fixed capitalism on your first video, I'd be impressed. And honestly, I'd rather hear more perspectives, more voices, more understandings, more good content than perfect content. Like, honestly. And Gangle, I very much would like to just put out there, if you do make a video, I would very much like to see it. This is why I can't make content. I would make the perfect video and everyone else would have nothing to do. in a lot of ways also, there is a sense of ego there. When we criticize our own work. Well, no, I need this to be perfect. I need this to be good enough. I need this to be something. Like, there's a sense of ego there. Of, like, I need to feel, like, something from this, that there's this unrealistic pressure. That... And I'm not speaking directly just for myself, but like that mindset that one can get into where it's like, I need to do this and it needs to come out like this. Yeah, just get it out there. And I will tell you something. People who disagree with you on the internet, they're gonna call you brainless no matter how good your video is. They're gonna say nasty things about you, they're going to do those things. That is not the thing to worry about. If you're worried, oh, if I just make my content better, somebody will, you know... No, like, somebody's gonna have something nasty to say no matter what. When you see those huge 1 or 2 hour videos on YouTube, it seems like somebody's tried to cover every aspect of a topic, but why not make it a series instead? I think a lot of people who do that, Gengal, I think there's a fear that, oh, well, if I put it out in a series, that it'll be recognized and seen as me trying to capitalize and, you know, make more of the algorithm and make people click into the video, which will get me more monetization. But I kind of am in the same perspective of you, where unless you really have one topic that takes, you know, an hour or two, to me it makes more sense to break it up into like 20 to 40 minute parts. Something that I very much feel is that if you can break your content down into 20 to 40 minutes, you're doing yourself a service. I think all my videos that are more than 40 minutes are videos that I wish I could have broken down a little bit more. I don't necessarily like having my content be more than 40 minutes at this point. Unless it is absolutely like a documentary. I think making it a series is a better idea also. That isn't to say that it's like an absolute rule for my content, but like I said, 40 minutes is kind of that sweet spot. If I've hit more than that, I have gone too far. And that's why, like, I'm thinking to my video that I did on, I believe it was the national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner, and its history, where I broke that up into 2 different videos, one outlining the historical context and one talking about the acts that were being passed in current laws. And I felt like that was a good dividing point. Bo's videos do tend to be about 5 minutes, Duke. And honestly, he benefits from that. A lot of people try to extend their videos over the 10-minute mark for monetization purposes. And I don't think that's necessarily the best thing. I know for me, I don't have my videos monetized, so like it doesn't really matter how long they come out. But I think it's about making it as long as the point that you need to make, and as long as the evidence that you're trying to show works. It's about your own needs for the length of the video. If you're doing it just to make something long, then you're not really serving a purpose. And if you're rambling, like, I don't think you're gonna maintain viewership. I'd rather have a 5-minute video that concisely tells me exactly what I need to hear than a hour-long video that tells me the exact same amount of details. Because you also want to respect your audience's time. I think for me, honestly, the goal has been to try to, with exceptions obviously, to try to release my videos in like the 15 to 20 minute range. I find that that's a good length for the level of detail that I like to go into in topics where, like if I'm reviewing a bill or I'm reviewing a law or I'm trying to go into an in-depth analysis on the functions of a work, I feel like that range tends to be good enough for that. Bo's arguments tend to be more intuitive arguments, where he kind of just like very briefly goes into something in a very intuitive and what's the word for it? A very concise way, where he tries to drive home a point, and he doesn't go into full details. He very much keeps it in these very vague terms, where you're expected to kind of do the work to draw the conclusions out of it. And so for him, that works. Whereas, like I said, I tend to try to go into a more in-depth, let me take a look at this bill and break down the key factors of the bill for you. Let me examine this law. Let me break down the argument of the CDC, for example. And let me explore that with you. And so I feel like 15 to 20 minutes ends up being a good range that I try to shoot for. And if I go a little bit over, I go over it, you know, like I'm not gonna beat myself up over it or cut content out of it if it doesn't make sense. And I think my longest tend to be videos that I react to another video, which I afford myself like the half-hour to 40-minute mark. And that to me is the longest that it should be, in my opinion, for my content. Yeah, I can see the event horizon there. I don't know if I should maybe make it bigger still. What do you all think? Should I extend that out a little bit bigger? I see a 1 to 2 hour video and I think, when am I gonna block off the time to watch this? Oh, for sure. I also know for me, I end up watching things at double speed a lot. Why is somebody pressing my doorbell? Leave me alone. I think it's the edge of render distance, so it may not be super visible from the ship. Long videos are too much sometimes. Well, it's visible from the ship. I just don't know if it's a good size or if I should keep making it bigger. Because it is there. Like, do I want it to get as big as, like, the sun and the moon in the sky, or... Oh yeah, Twitch streams make sense. Twitch streams are very different, and if you're just, like, uploading a VOD for a live stream, people can watch that at their leisure, right? Like, that's fine. like, I keep all my VODs for this relatively, you know, static in terms of just like, it's a 3 to 4 hour stream pretty much every time, and you know what to expect. I don't expect people to come in and watch this afterwards. Or if they do, I expect it to be something like, you're gonna throw this up in the background. Who is pressing the damn button on my doorbell? You don't like to see live stream VODs pretending to be videos? What do you mean by that, Duke? Do you have an example? If it is the feds, then, it was nice knowing you. You should yell that. I don't think that would work very well. So like a 20-minute VOD will tend to be about 3 to 5 minutes of actual information or insight with a lot of filler or randomness. Oh yeah, I get that. And a lot of times, they'll end up throwing, like, the main crux of the argument in like, the first 10 seconds to draw you in without an actual conclusion. I'm not a fan of that kind of, like, oh my god, check out what's gonna happen in the middle of this video. Like, I know that technically works in terms of, like, psychologically drawing people in, but I don't like to manipulate people in that particular way. I find that kind of an extreme form of manipulation, personally. I know it works, I know, and I'm not criticizing specifically if anybody does it, but I just don't find it conducive to what I'm trying to do. Like, if people want to watch my content, they're gonna watch my content because they want to learn about the topic I'm talking about. And I get the whole idea of drawing people in and wanting people to join and look at what you're doing and everything like that. I do. But I don't know. I'm not into that kind of psychological manipulation and trying to draw people in like that. I also get if your paycheck's coming from it, like, it's kind of a different experience. Like, if your money's coming from Patreon versus, like, AdSense, you have a very different set of motivations. Like, you can figure that out. But yeah, in terms of self-motivation, I definitely encourage anybody who wants to make content to actually go out and do it. And if you end up doing it, definitely send it to me. Either in a message, you can send it to me on Twitter, you can email me, I have my email down below. Join the Discord and send it in self-promotion. I would definitely be willing to check out anybody who watches me's content if they actually do make something. Suddenly Tara starts getting 100 emails a day. You know? You say that, but honestly, is padded content the YouTube way? 6 reasons why such and such. Number 4 will surprise you. True. Very true, Gangle. Yeah, that kind of thing happens way too often. Top 6 reasons that capitalism sucks. Number 4 will surprise you. If I had top 10 Ferengi earbuds, if I had the opportunity to go back to April Fool's Day, I feel like I should have done something like that. That would have been fun. I considered so hard, like, doing some sort of, like, antithesis thing for April Fool's Day also, but there was so much real stuff going on, I did not want to get mixed up with, like, what was actually happening. Yeah, put it on the to-do list for next year. Oh, the Staxel music has me so chilled out. I am probably going to go to bed early tonight, not long after I stream. If Phil Hartman was an anarchist, I could picture him doing a funny top 10 reasons capitalism sucks list. Yeah, that would actually be really funny. Oh, excuse me. I might be getting the in real life text box. Can you imagine falling asleep on stream? It's probably happened, right? Like, somebody's fallen asleep, like, in the middle of streaming. Given Twitch, I bet there's an entire channel devoted to watching somebody sleep. There are probably people who get donations to watch, like, to have people watch them sleep. You've seen channels do it, Cray? I'm not making this up, am I? Like, this is a legit thing that happens, isn't it? ASMR is sort of about that at times. Yeah, I could see that. I think in terms of the event horizon, I think I am only going to go one more layer, and then after that I'll start the spirals on the outside, though I have no idea how I'm going to make the spirals. We'll find out though. We'll see. I'm sure I'll come up with something. ASMR does not comfort me for the most part. Like, that whole concept ends up being kind of like creepy to me. Like, I know a lot of people enjoy it, and I'm not knocking anyone who does, but to me, just the premise of it, the sounds, they give me chills up my spine. Like, it does not soothe me or relax me. Like, the sound of rain, I suppose, maybe works, but, like, when a human being is maybe, like, talking in my ear or, like, eating in my ear, I'm just like, no, get out. Mouth noises bother you, Cray? Yeah, I don't deal well with that either, honestly. Mouth noises like talking. Celebrity ASMR with Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, jeez. Ugh. What I don't like is when it's clear that ASMRists are trying to advertise things to me when I'm trying to relax. Oh wow, yeah, that would bother me as well. Oh, finally. Okay. One more layer. Here we go. Rain noises are lovely. I also enjoy, like, the sound of, like, the ocean, waterfalls, anything water related, honestly. I'm fine with. It's usually human sounds, like, bother me in that regard. Things like smacking lips, for example, drives me up a wall. You don't understand the design of the wormhole? This area right here is supposed to be the event horizon. So it's kind of like, even though it's like diamond shaped, from a distance it will appear circular. Anytime you take a significantly multi-sided figure and you put it in a distance, at a distance, it will appear more circular. So by creating such a large shape from a distance like this, it will definitely formulate something that looks like the opening of a wormhole. That is the idea behind it. Also, technically speaking, because a wormhole exists in space, the event horizon should be three-dimensional. We don't often see that depicted in media, probably because it's really difficult to render or display. But anything that is existing like a wormhole or a black hole, the event horizon should actually appear in 3 dimensions. And after I finish this as the event horizon, I will end up creating spirals around it in the blue blocks, which should hopefully create the appearance of looking like an actual wormhole. Interstellar did it right. What is that, Duke? I would consider doing an actual Deep Space Nine in this game. I don't know if Staxel has the blocks for it, though. I don't know that movie, Duke, at all. Also, I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of trippy looking. Theoretically, one way to make it look a little bit more spherical would probably be to take off the end points, but even then, I don't think it'll make that much of a difference from a distance. I mean, that's certainly a theory, Cyrus. It's so fascinating that we cannot perceive what a fourth dimension would look like in terms of physical dimensions. Like, we can approximate a fourth dimension in 3 dimensions. There are actually black holes that have been created on Earth. Just putting that out there, Cray. They are so tiny that they cannot actually sustain themselves for more than a fraction of a second. But theoretically, there has been black holes created. Which honestly sounds more terrifying than it actually is. I mean the particle accelerator, yeah. You smash 2 atoms together at fast enough speed, you create a tiny black hole that literally lasts for microseconds. Most black holes would need to be the size of the moon to sustain themselves long enough to actually consume the Earth. Or at the very least, the density of the moon. I forget whether it's the size of the moon. I think it's the density of the moon. You'd need enough matter to make it as dense as the moon. Or rather, with the amount of matter in the moon at a greater density. Something to that. It's been a while since I looked at it. It wouldn't need to be big at all. But the size, it's really about the amount of matter that you put into it more than the size. And you need a moon's worth of matter in order to sustain itself. And we're talking about black holes where you have literally two particles being shot at each other. There's just not enough matter there. So if we now go down to the base ship, as we move away, possibly Duke. Secret her from a sufficient distance that effectively looks like a spherical object. That's kind of the effect that I was going for. And then outside of this, I want to attach, like, I need cloud blocks to do this. So this shouldn't need depth because I feel like the black from them will kind of do the trick. But we want to create a kind of spiral pattern around this. And I'm not entirely sure how to make that happen. Or how to make a three-dimensional spiral out of cubes. That just doesn't register in my brain. Like, you're functionally looking at something that's like a spiral sphere. Or like a spiraled sphere that wraps around this. I have an idea. Literally. Yeah. Aliens, guys. Aliens. True. You can't argue with that logic right there. I'm not saying it was aliens. I'm definitely not saying it was not non-white people. But you know, aliens makes lots of sense. Duke. That's the thing that's always so bizarre about the alien analysis. It's like, well, white people didn't make it, therefore, it had to be aliens. Like, come on. The thinly veiled racism there is quite apparent. Okay, yes. Yes. Just because white people were too busy eating mushrooms and getting drunk in the woods for most of history to do anything doesn't mean the rest of humanity was so disposed. True. Mm. Okay. And let me see how this is looking from a distance. Yep, that's definitely coming out. That does sound like a colonizer's framing. One of my issues is with the classification of alien civilization Type 1 and Type 2 and how it assumes the point of sentient life is colonizing planets. Which is very Eurocentric thinking. True. Inventions from Latin America, Asia, and Africa diasporas that touches all our lives. I don't even think I can find this thing in the rain. I'm just gonna drop because I can't find it. Some socialists and anthropologists have proposed, why do you assume all intelligent alien life is going to do space colonization or resource extraction? What if they are indigenous societies? True. It's incredible it took social sciences again to see the bias of the discourse on alien societies. Wormholes like tears in the... Anarcho-communist aliens. That's less surprising than you think. Let's give a few more gifts to people. Because she lives there. I invited her to live with me. I gave her a, quote, friendship bracelet. And now she's my best friend. Well, I don't know what kind of roommates you had, Duke. When discussed, it's assumed that these advanced species are colonizing planets. Type 3 civilizations literally control a whole galaxy. That's massive colonization. True. The problem in many of our space exploration organizations are driven by the motives of the state and capital, so that will shape their subjective approaches. Absolutely true. And it's done under the illusion that it's an absolute perspective. Like, that's just how things are. So... Hello, Sumar, welcome. Take care, Duke. We're actually... I think I'm thinking of wrapping up anyway. But, Sumer, I am glad you made it. I hope you're doing okay this lovely Sunday. Let's see, I got them. Is this Siri? Base Cat's hungry. We gotta feed Base Cat. Hawking did have a bad habit of speaking outside his field, as if he didn't understand that physical systems are very different from social systems. Wait, Base Cat, there's food in your bowl already. It is too early to sleep, rather. Why is it too early to sleep? It's never too early to sleep. Base Cat, go outside and eat. There's food in your bowl. Base Cat, there's food in your bowl. Okay. So I think with that, I am going to end it here. So if you enjoyed the stream, you enjoy my content, you want to check out more of it, definitely subscribe and check out more of the videos on this channel. In the description down below to this video, there should be a link to my Twitter and my Discord. You can follow me there. And I hope everyone had a lovely evening. If you are in a place to do so, do consider giving me either a single donation or a Patreon donation. It's helpful, but it's certainly not necessary, and you should only do it if you are in a financial place to do so. I want to wish everybody a lovely evening or a lovely night, whatever time zone you are, and if you're watching this in the future, a lovely whatever time it is for you. That said, my name is Anarchist Terra, and I want to thank you for watching, and I hope you'll come check me out every Sunday at the same time, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you will come join us next week. Have a lovely evening.